Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop with a fishing report for you for the first week of March. On the upper Rogue, we've still been in low water situation as we've been talking about for weeks here. So, but we've had a little bit of respite from that in the last few weeks. We've had a few little systems come in, raise the water up, raise the temp up, color it up a bit. So we've had some nice periods of some changes, which has been really nice. You know, that real static low water system can be really tough for fish. So we've seen some nice changes, and we're looking at some more too. We've got what looks to be a bump tonight. Thursday night, I think we're going to get a pretty decent amount of rain, and then going into next week, we're going to be getting some more. So this is really good timing because up here in the kind of north of Medford area, up to the dam, down to Rogue River, Gold Hill area that we do a lot of fishing in, that's going to really get these fish up here and kind of spread out in our section. We've been making trips down lower into the Grants Pass area and fishing down there and ambushing some of those fish before they get into like the Applegate and stuff like that. But this should spread them out pretty good. And we've been finding fish. We've been finding a few here and there, some really nice winter fish actually in our stretch. But it's been onesie twosies here and there, and we're looking to see a little bit more regularity. So it's all your same stuff that we're using all the time. We just typically size everything up a little bit for winters. But as far as swung flies go, we do like to, if we're dealing with the clearer water and stuff and lower conditions, as we've been talking about this season, we do like to keep the fly size a little bit smaller, colors a little bit more natural. But if you're nymphing, all the same stuff. Your hothead stones, your little bit larger nymphs, egg patterns work really well. If you're out there nymphing, that's going to be a good setup. But it's pretty much go time for the upper Rogue. Oh, the poor little Applegate River. So the Applegate's really been. We've heard a couple good reports from there. If you live on a really great holding water out there, you're going to find fish every year. That's just the way it is. If you're like the general population, you got to walk in, you got to fish the handful of walk-in public spots that there are. Yeah, these types of years are just really tough. So it's just very low. We've seen very small little bumps of water through there with the little systems we've had come through. So it's another one of these years where we're probably not going to hear hardly anything about the Applegate. And honestly, in a year like this, it's almost their fish are better for it. You know, whatever wild fish are in there can kind of do their thing, and the hatchery fish, or they just get trucked out of there anyway once they get to the top. So the Applegate continues to be a boom or bust type thing with high water one year and hardly any water the next. So it's been a challenging situation out there, and it's a little tributary of the Rogue that we really love to fish, and it's only open for the next 3 weeks. So, if you know something I don't, go get them. The North Umpqua is a good place to be right now too. The first part of March, there definitely should be fish spread out throughout the whole north there. All through the camp water and down below. All the same tactics, all the same winter tactics we're using on the Rogue. That water can get really clear up there, so being stealthy with your presentations and stuff I think is important. There's not a lot of detail to go into. If you're fishing the north, you're going to do it. You know who you are. You're going to be up there. If it's a new game for you up there, plan on doing a fair amount of walking and looking around, and that's a good way to approach it. But it's a beautiful place, and it's a wonderful trip up there if you're heading up there. Early season trout, we're talking a lot about the holy water. It's been pretty solid up there. Fishing streamers, I was up there about a week and a half ago, ran into a nice little blueing olive hatch for about half an hour. Fish were really responding, so it looks like we're going to have some cloud cover for the next week and a half, so it'll be a very good time to be out there fishing blueing olives and stuff, and fishing streamers in between the hatches, so it's really good. When I was there, I did see fish starting to get on reds on the edges, just off the banks there. And you can get some nice high vantage points there and see down into the river. And you know, so you want to be aware of that. There are definitely some reds that you could walk on. So there's not a lot of reproduction happening in the holy water, so we do want to be aware of that. If you do fish the holy water, there's a big push to get as much information as we can for the continued health of that system up there. So please, you'll see boxes spread around. Please take the time to fill out what experiences you had for your day. If you grab a card before you fish, you can see the type of information that Fish and Wildlife is looking for, and that's going to go a long way to keep that fish population healthy and thriving in there, and just make for a great fishery and a, you know, continued great fishery. So take the time to do that, but it's a good time to be fishing up there. You know, fishing streamers, buggers, and possibly some dry flies. And that's about the extent of our reach right now. Again, getting into this first part of March, man, we got, you know, winter steelhead in our backyard, and it makes us pretty darn excited. So we're pretty focused on the Rogue. That's where we're going to be fishing, you know, here in the upper river, and really focused on that for the next few weeks. So if we can share any more information with you, any more up-to-the-minute information, please give us a call at the shop. We're happy to help. Otherwise, we will see you out there, and thanks so much for tuning in.